Hey guys, this is my first video. I'm reviewing my fishing poles and my fishing gear. I have two fishing poles. I have a bait caster with braid on it. I'm pretty sure it's 8-pound braid. And I have this spook. As you can see, it's a topwater bait right now, because maybe Thursday I'll have another video of me fishing with all my gear and stuff for bass at Goldwater Lake. I mainly fish for bass. My trout rod's broken right now, so we really can't review that. Here, I'll show you my other reel. It has nothing on it right now. It has 10-pound braid on it. As you can see, with a Fenwick and rod and I don't know what brand this is. I think it's Daiwa. I didn't buy it. I got it for free. It's a nice reel. And then here, let's get started into the gear. That's going to take a long time. First, let's start with these. So I don't have the symbol on them or anything, but these are my favorite drop shot worm, which I use Texas rig and drop shot a lot. It's a green and brown robo worm. Works pretty good for bed fishing and off of the dam. Bass where I fish like it a lot. Here's all my soft plastics. I got Ned rigs. I have a lot of things for Texas rigs. I just got a lot of random baits, as you can see in this one. I have these tiny little gulp minnows. Really don't know what I use them for, really. I have more random soft plastics. I got more random soft plastics. I have Ned rigs. Works good for smallmouth. I have little tiny hooks and stuff for trout and some bluegill and stuff like that. I also do use live bluegill. I'll hook it right behind the dorsal fin. You'll have a video on that later this season. Here's more random soft plastics. Here's Ned rigs. Again with random soft plastics. I think that's a paddle tail swim bait. Here's another soft plastics that are just random. All my soft plastics are mainly mixed up. Here's purple robo worms. Work good for drop shotting. I got trout magnets. I got these crappie jigs that work good for crappie. I got more trout magnets. Here's one of my drop shot hooks. Not really my hook, but it's like a small little one with that green and brown robo worm because I use it a lot. And that's really it. I'll get that stuff later. Okay, here into hard baits. Really don't have them organized. Here's for my pike and big bass. Here's that swim bait that was in one of those Ned rig things. Tangled up in the string. But here's a Castmaster Silver. Works good for trout. And by the way, this swim bait looks really live, and it acts like a dead fish, and it's or dying fish, and it's made by Savage Gear, 3D printed. Here's this thing. Never really use it. As you can see, there's no hook on it. I got my two jerk baits. I got this fly, no clue where that came from. I have my, what's the name of it? Forgot the name. If you remember, you can put it down in the description and remind me what the name is. I think it's a jitterbug. I got all my spinner baits right here. They're all not organized or detangled. This, I think my dad's just crazy and says they're back tail missing, but I think there could also be back tail there that is missing. Here's another small swim bait. Here's a crappie swim bait. Or not crappie, bluegill crappie, I guess, yeah. Slash swim bait that looks like a crappie. I've got these tiny two little crankbaits that I use for trout and bass, actually. Here's a Ned rig. I really haven't used these much, but I know they work for smallmouth. And it's like just this flathead jig thing that's put into this small Senko looking thing. Here's a lipless crankbait. I got my crankbaits here. as you can see. Here's this weird worm that my dad bought from a swap meet. Never really used it. I got my Z-Men chatterbait with a trailer white swim bait with it too. I have my jig. I really don't have many jigs because I don't use them, because I normally just use like a Texas rig or something. As you can see with this thing on the back, that shouldn't be there, but it's brown and red. I meant black and red. Spinner bait. And another spinner bait. More soft plastics. And then top water right next to it. As you can all see. Okay. That's my bass. In a minute I'll go down more detail with my, what's the name? And then here's my trout. I wasn't filming in South Dakota. Well, this is my first video, but I wasn't filming. And here's a really good lure that worked there for creeks. I always find creek trout eat crankbaits really well. This is all mixed up. I got my hair jigs, a couple hair jigs. And then I got hooks again. I got, as you can see, spinner. As you can see, spinners everywhere. This isn't really organized, but I got all this weird stuff in here. I got another crankbait that works good. I bought this really weird rooster tail there. Actually worked pretty good for the first couple times. As you can see, it has like this propeller thing on the front. And I got a couple more crankbaits right here. I have all my spoons in here. I got some flies, Castmasters. This Meps, I think it is actually. Spinner. I got this tiny little jig thing. That looks good on crappie. Got bobbers, hooks, treble hooks. Another not Castmaster, rooster tail. Here, I'll show you it one more time. And I got grubs there. Okay, let's go back into detail. But this, actually, I'm not going to tell you drop shot. I'll tie a Ned rig, just show you how I tie my knots. Very efficient way to tie them. As I seem, they hardly snap unless you get snagged on something good. I pulled in probably 15 pound with this 10 pound braid, 15 pound logs just on accident from using a crankbait. I'll tie on, what's in there? I'll tie on a jerkbait right now. Actually, I'll tie on a frog. I forgot the name of it, but first you loop it like so, like with this. You make a loop, stick it through where, hold on, sometimes it's good to lick it just to get it down. Stick it through, then you tie a normal knot, but you make sure there's like room like this. I normally stick my thumb through, and then you take this loop right here, you put the frog or your lure through it, and then you cinch it really tight. Mom film, you would want to lick your line because it'll, what's name to it? It will burn it up and make it like really bad. And then normally, I always on my bag, I always have toenail clippers because they work really well to cut braid, all sorts of braid. So here, hold on. as you can see. And then, this makes me look like I'm a fisherman. Okay, and then I'll just stick it there. The rods I like, this one's a medium fast lure, 6 to 12 pound line. It's a 8 ounce line. 8 ounce lure that you can put on it. This rod is a power medium heavy, action fast, lure weight 1/4 to 3/4 ounces, length 6'6". This one I'm pretty sure is 6'6" too. Really good lengths that I like. No, this one's 6'9", which is longer. Wait, is it actually 6'9"? It can't be. Yeah, 6'9". And then, hold on. I have a ton of side gear right here in these little pockets. Here's all my hooks. I use up to 1/0. Oh, here's another lipless that I should probably put away. I use 1/0 to 4/0 hooks. Like this. This is a 4/0, and then I have a 1/0. I did have a 1/0. Not anymore. Oh, here's a 1/0. I buy those types of hooks, and then for drop shot, I get a. These are all Gamigatsis, because they're really strong, or mustad you can get because they're really strong. And here's a Gamigatsi, like almost like a circle hook. I think it's a 1/0 to a 2/0. And then I buy a lot of bullet weights. I really haven't found a good bullet weight yet. What brand? I just kind of use them. I hear Tuxin. I don't know the brand. But then I use drop shots too. If you've never seen one, it has this little thing. And then, as you can see, and then, yeah. Here's the other side. It has trash stuff in it. Really no point in seeing that side. Okay, other side. Okay, first off, I did just buy these for my trip to New York. I'll try filming parts of that. Probably on my phone, which won't be good. But as you can see, here's a trout magnet. Crankbait. As you can see, it's like has some chartreuse colors on it. Like so. I got some pink trout worms. And I got some pink trout jig heads for trout in New York. We're going to be going upstate New York for a funeral, but we're still fishing because it's like a happy funeral supposedly, and we're all going fishing. This stuff works really good for dipping your worms in and stuff. Garlic, it's Spike It garlic dip in glow. It glows it. I use power bait every once in a while. I hardly use it just because it's like it works and everything though, but I don't like it sometimes. I got this thing which is really cool. I can show you how to use it in a minute if I can find a Senko. Here's a Senko. Okay. So instead of putting your hook through the Senko, you can stick the Senko in here, like so. And then you take this little rubber band and you roll it up, like so, up across it. And then plop. It goes onto the Senko, if you can see that. I don't know if you can, but that should work. And then you would just take your hook unhook it behind. Unhook it underneath it, and then it's like a wacky rig Senko. That's another tool. I have more soft plastics. I have a tick remover, which is actually pretty good when you're fishing in South Dakota and upstate places because they have a lot of ticks. And while you're out there, you may want to just pull one. You just put it on, close it, and pull real fast. I got my scale made by Berkeley. I got pepper spray. I don't have my fish stringer, but I do have one, as you can see. I got some pepper spray just for safety. I got Eagle Claw pliers. I'm not going to pull out. And then I got tape measure. And I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you for tuning in to TBR Fishing. And make sure you like and subscribe. And I'm going to give a shout out to TBR Hunting and Shooting and Dirt Bike Lover 20. Thank you for watching.